All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Hawakah Kodak Bakatum. Give honor to the apostle and the elder great millstone, and to all the icons across the globe, pushing the word truth and city. I want to say Shalom. This is Dianawa from the Great Millstone Camp of Chicago. With a walk and talk. I was listening to Apostle Ramlab, and he's going in, just the beginning of it, and he's talking about how the Mississippi Misfits, bringing out scriptures. Well, we already, and we knew this is nothing new. That's what usually happens when Jake fall out the truth. Just because you're in the highways and the byways don't mean you're in the truth. Because you turn the camera on and put a garment on with a beard, don't make you a man of the Lord. And we gotta be very fearful and mindful that the Lord giveth and He taketh away. All right, let's get there. I should have wanted Luke, but I just wanted, there we go. Matthew 13, and Matthew 13 and 10, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? All right, because that's what in the Bible written in dark sentences, dark sayings, parables, allegories. All right, because that should let you right know it's like a riddle. Or you get somebody a riddle, it's not for everybody to get. But only the ones who are wise, the only ones who are able to get it, are the ones that the Lord put His Spirit on to receive it. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. All right? And we can't be concerned or get mad when Jake don't get it. All right? Or when Jake is going off on these breakdowns, because ultimately it's the will of the Lord. All right? And how about you outside decides who to give His wisdom to. All right? And let's be thankful that we have it. Verse 12 it said, for whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath. We're talking about increasing and abounding in the word. All right, growing and becoming more mature in His word. All right, that we're able to chew the meat. You see, the Lord, He says, if you like wisdom, pray to the Most High. He'll get them up to get the men liberally and upbraid not. See, the Lord desires to increase you. He's not going to talk to you when you ask Him for spiritual things, or even some carnal things. All right, but the Lord is going to give the increase. And there's people who once had the truth. They once walked among us. They once had the correct breakdown and understanding of the scriptures. All right, but the Lord took it away from them. You see, and as you can tell and hear from these fallout reprobates, when they start switching up the doctrine. Okay? So, Sirach 27 and 3, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown. You know, we gotta be steady, show ourselves approved. We gotta pray. We gotta fast. We gotta to do all the things that we can possibly do to maintain our salvation from Yahweh Shemi Shai. All right, to continue and to work and to teach and to study, to increase our faith. All these things are a daily checklist, man, that we have to make sure that we're following. Scripture, he who continues small things shall fall little by little. All right, so all these things that we're being taught, are to be exercised. And that's the fight. Is to be diligent, to be thorough, to be active. All right. What says him? This is Matthew 7. Get to the point. Matthew 7:21. Not every one that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. He that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to have the name of the Lord. Are they really doing the will of the Lord? Are they teaching the scriptures rightfully dividing the word of truth? Are you putting out the right doctrine? Are you teaching the right things? You see, are you coming out the book and not your own opinion and imagination? Are you out here doing the work, feeding the lamb, feeding the sheep, being a shepherd? All right? Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works? And then, and you have people who are out here who have done these things, man. They're on the line doing the work. They were good speakers, but they turned their way sideways, man. You see? And then I will profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you workers of iniquity, man. Ye that work iniquity. So the Lord is going to deny some people at the door. You see? The Lord is going to be shutting the door on a lot of people, man. It's going to be like Noah's Ark, man. When the shit hits the fan, he be trying to get in and he can't. Remember that old Christine movie? You keep on knocking, but you can't come in. You see? The Lord gonna close the door and turn his back on a lot of people, man. Therefore, whosoever hears these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. So those who are hearing the word of Yahweh Shemi Shai are going to follow the Lamb. They're going to follow the Lord. Are they going to do what he says? All right. And that's our foundation, a rock solid foundation. The stone that the builders disallowed. It says, therefore whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it founded upon a rock. Man, see, we're not here to get sidetracked and get thrown off pace, off course, because of adversity. All right, because of little chastisement or a couple of bumps in the road. You see? All right, yeah, we might be able to bend a little bit. You know, a couple of leaves might fall off or whatever. All right, but we're still here. We're still enduring, pushing. There's something to be said for that, man. Why? Because we trust in the Lord. All right? And everyone that hears these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. You know? So you're not doing the work of the Lord. You're not coming out and teaching the right things. And you're coming out some other way. All right? You know? Everybody knows you can't build anything on sand. Hell, even a sand castle, all right, is not strong enough to withstand the little waves that be coming in. You see? And we don't want to be like that. We don't want to be like the three little pigs. All right, we want to build a house out of straw and hay. All right. Verse 27. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon their house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it, man. You know, you gotta endure times. You gotta endure these trials and tribulations that the Lord has set before us, man. You know, you gotta still be standing after the storm, no matter what it may be. You know, we have to be able to withstand. Let's be able to withstand the tempest. You know. It said, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon our house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it, man. You know, these guys who fall out, man, they go from, they fall real fast, man. You know? But you got bricks in your pocket trying to swim. You know, they're sinking to the bottom, man. You know, and eventually the Lord is going to get rid of them. You know? It says, and it came to pass which Yahushua had ended these sayings, that people were astonished at the doctrine, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes, man. All right, and that's why we're able to come out here boldly, because our Father came out here boldly, man. All right, we're assured of what we learned. 2 Timothy 3:14, but continue thou in the things which thou hast learned, and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them, man. All right, and the things these people teach, all right, you know, we saw, you know, it's not a secret that the truth came out of One West, all right, and we still have a lot of, I'm not sure about the word a lot, but we still have people who are around during the One West days, such as our elders and apostles. You see, and those men that they talk about, some of the men they talk about are still around, and they're teaching something that they were never taught, or they're teaching things that were taught that were off, and they kept with it. You know, we've all heard the stories about, you know, the apostles you know, recollections about the old school, man. You know, but we're assured of this, man. We know this is the truth. We know the elders and apostles are men of the Lord, man. You know. Look at this, Reprobate Silver. Jeremiah. Start 27. Jeremiah 6 and 27. I have set thee for a tower and a fortress among my people, that thou mayest know and try their way. They are all grievous revolters, walking with slanders. They are brass and iron. They are all corrupters. You know, scriptures talk about bringing in damnable heresies, walking disorderly among us, man. You know, and that's these guys who fall out. And their main doctrine is to teach something they haven't been taught. They are grievous revolters, walking with slanders. All they do is talk shit. You got one guy been talking about the new covenant for a whole year almost now. You know? They are all grievous revolters, walking with slanders. They are brass and iron. They are all corrupters. The bellows are burned. The lead is consumed of the fire. The founder melteth in vain, for the wicked are not plucked away. Reprobate silver shall men call them, because the Lord hath rejected them. All right? You see? They're failures, man. You know? And the Lord took them away out of our midst just so we can see, all right, how he could plague you, man. Scripture don't give me any plague, but a plague of the mind. You guys have a plague of mind. They have a strong delusion. All right? Shoot. This Second Thessalonians 2 and 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only one who letteth now. Let me read again. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let it to be taken out of the way. We're talking about Esau, Edom, right? And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, man. All right, and you're starting to see that, man. These microchips going everywhere. All right, got these AI and all these his witchcraft is being displayed. All right, and people are falling for it. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness, and then that perish because they receive not the love of truth, they might be saved. And these people who fall out, they don't have the spirit on them, man. So they're susceptible of getting the chipped up, man, the mark of the beast. So eventually, because really they have a doctrine of devils. But now, you can clearly see that they're serving their own belly, man. That's what Esau does, man. All right? And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusions that should believe a lie. Right, man? And the lie they believe is their own. All right? That they're the men of the Lord, that they're a part of the 12 disciples, that you can bring your mom and grandma to them, and they got cancer and they can heal them. You see? These are the things that happen when you fall out the truth, man. The Lord give you a strong delusion that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. And they do. They have these unity camps, and they get together and start talking shit about the apostles, man. Also, you're talking shit about the scriptures because you know you don't believe or lost the understanding of the understanding. You know. Acts 20 and 28 says, take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock over the which the Holy Spirit hath made you overseers to feed the church of the Most High, which he purchased with his own blood. And that's our job, man. Our job is to feed the flock, feed them the right doctrine, okay? For I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter in among you, not sparing the flock. Also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things, to draw away disciples after them. You know? So you guys are coming in, crept in unawares, man. You know? They put on themselves as a figure of light, but really, man, they're ravening wolves, man. You know? And they don't care who they offend, as long as they can gain somebody who hates Great Millstone, man. You know? Is they ravening wolves? Matthew 7 and 15. Beware of false prophets. Let me see. This is Matthew 7 and 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. You know, and you guys are leading to a wide path. And here I am walking past the field, and it's wide. You can fit a lot of people through here. You know, and that's what these guys are doing, man. All right, they're blind leaders of the blind. You know, because straight is the way, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it, man. This path that we're walking is not for everybody, man. You know, we're in the straight is a position of difficulties. You know, so that's what we are going through, man. And we're being led by the Spirit. We're being led by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. All right, and it's a blessing that we have the opportunity to come into the wide. It says, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. You know, that's what these guys are, man. You know, they have the garments on, and they might speak a little Hebrew. All right, but their whole mission, all right, is a mission of slander, a mission of blasphemy. You know, got these guys wearing these fancy schmancy garments. You see, telling people the MOTB is not the microchip. All right, telling people that Esau Edom can make it into the kingdom. You know, it's locking. Verse 16. You shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? All right, man. You're only gonna pick your fruit off of it, man. You're not gonna pick nothing that's unedible. You know. So when the Lord comes, picks his men up, the elect up, and no 2/3 is gonna be getting on them chariots, man. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit, man. And these guys are evil fruit. The evil fig so rotten that it cannot be eaten. You know. Peter Sitting, I'm talking about there's a virgin birth, and that Yahweh Shai is a damn Edomite, man. You know. So a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore, by their fruits you shall know them. You know? Alright, so you can't make something good that's bad, something bad that's good, man. Only the Lord can do that. And only the Lord has the discernment and wisdom to know who these men are. Alright, but we have a good idea because we know their fruit. We see what they're producing. You know? So with that, I'm going to say, call Allah, Yahweh Shai. Don't want to see a positive elder great millstone. Until next time, Shalom and the Baba Ball.